Power dynamics is the most important discipline for life success and self-development, because all self-development is fundamentally about boosting power. Just some examples. Leadership is influence over people, and influence is power. Dating largely rests on attraction, and attraction is a form of interpersonal power. Or take status, which is social power. Authority is informational power, and money is financial power. These are all forms of power. The ultimate goal of each one of them is to increase your control over outcomes. And that leads us to our simple definition of power. Power is control over outcomes. Or simpler yet, power is the ability to get what you want. Power is the ultimate life resource, because life itself depends on power. The basic goal of any living organism are survival and reproduction, both of which are competitions that require control over the external world, and control is a form of power. Survival is an endless struggle for food, not becoming food for other animals, and protecting yourself against countless pathogens. Therefore, power is not a choice, it's a necessity of life. Being low power only attracts predators. We may not have saber-toothed cats today, but we have plenty of manipulators, thieves, and bullies. Reproduction is an even tougher competition for the most attractive mates that one can find. Today the competition is more indirect, it's more hidden. It's based on boosting mate value rather than trying to out-dominate your rivals. But they are still competitions. Men try to get status, looks, money, games, and they take shots. But these are all power-related competitions where you must have more than other rivals to edge them out in being chosen. Status is inherently competitive, because to be high status, there must be someone who is lower status. This is true for looks, where you must be better looking than average, money, where you must have more than average, and even game. Even just approaching to take your shots, you require some confidence, stress management, and to maintain high self-esteem despite rejections. Some people miss these dynamics today because as human life grew more complex, one, many of our basic needs are covered and more easily to obtain, and two, many of these competitions became more indirect. They are hidden under layers of socialization, teamwork, and sometimes manipulation. Take survival. It has become much easier today. However, don't be sidetracked, because the more you want beyond the very basic level, the more power you need. As a matter of fact, anything you want in life tends to be a competition, because chances are that what you want, other people want. And when many want the same thing, we're playing a competitive game. Competitive games are games of leverage and strategy. And both leverage and strategy are forms of power. Better strategies equal more leverage equals more power. And the common pushback I got is that life is not only about power. True. However, even many areas that people think have nothing to do with power are built and imbued with power dynamics. I'll give you two examples. Take friendship first. Being friends with someone means that you have to be chosen as a friend among other possible options that other people have. Given limited time, people tend to prefer higher value and higher status friends because they have more to give back. Now, fine. Imagine that people are not calculative, which is unrealistic, by the way. So let's only focus on having a good time as friends, the more pleasurable, less calculative side. Even there, just think about it. Given the option, would you prefer a friend who uplifts, make you feel better about yourself, and who generally provides a good time? Or would you prefer a friend who resents your success, the frenemy, only talks about himself, is awkward, boring, and pulls power moves? It's an easy question, right? So even there, you see friendship is a competition of characters. Better characters get better friends and enjoy a better life. Now take love. Love also rests on power. To be loved, first you must display enough value not to be rejected right away. Or you need to have enough skills to turn that initial reaction around. Skills are also a form of power, of course. Long term, you must have the character and the personal power to maintain the love over the distance. It requires maintaining respect and enough relationship quality. Pushovers lose respect, and with respect, they soon tend to lose that love as well. Life itself is an arc of power. We start defenseless and needy for everything. And to grow into more independent organisms, we require energy. Guess what? Energy is a form of power. Then step by step, both figuratively and literally, we become more and more independent and empowered. Then eventually we reach our peak and we go back to needing help once again. That arc is an arc of power. And by the way, that arc also requires mental strength to maintain the confidence on the way down. Again, we see that power is related not just to achieving goals, but also to life quality. So in general, anything that people seek with self-development are simply different forms of power. The main distinction I will make is not in 100 different types of self-development fields, but between inner power and outer power. Inner power is control over yourself, and it starts with the mind. It's what gives you the confidence, the self-esteem, the ability to grow skills over time. And I believe that should be the main starting focus for self-development. Then outer power is pushing that control over the external world. However, at the deepest level, they're all forms of power and self-empowerment. And this is why I started the Power Moves. I thought that most self-development lacked this power lens, and it mostly lacked it in interpersonal power dynamics, with aspects such as dominance, social tests, manipulation, social strategy, etc., etc. And these are key because they happen to be some of the most foundational drivers of social and life success. If you've noticed that same gap, subscribe, because that's exactly what we're building at the Power Moves.